Why is it that every time Sony has a decent idea, they end up thinking of two bad ideas on top of that? So it does seem like Sony are going full steam ahead with their own Spider-Man shared universe, or what is now going to be dubbed as Sony's universe of Marvel characters. Although I'm just going to call that universe Spider-Verse mainly because it rolls off the tongue better. But just recently it does appear as if Sony are going to do a complete reshuffling within the Spider-Verse. And the movies that are still in schedule are of course Morbius, which is probably going to be the next film after Venom at this point, which is something that I'm relatively excited about because despite the fact that I'm not a huge fan of the character per se, I can see the potential of a Morbius movie. And if given the right material, Jared Leto can do a phenomenal job as the character. And out of all of the planned Sony movies, Morbius is the one that I'm most comfortable with. But the big change in the whole schedule is the fact that Sony has seemingly cancelled Silver and Black, and instead they're going to be focusing on solo movies. And it does appear that Sony are going to be making a Black Cat origin movie, and when you look at her backstory, there is enough out there into making a movie dedicated to Black Cat. And speaking of Silver, it does seem like Silver Sable will also have its own solo movie. And so long as this movie is a spy thriller in that is experimental with the genre, I do think a Silver Sable movie could actually work. And in the end, this is a good move on Sony's end to separate both Black Cat and Silver Sable instead of having two completely different characters who have no chemistry together in one film. And it's also been confirmed a while back in that Sony do have plans for a Silk spin-off film, which is something that I'm actually excited about. Mainly because I was hoping for Sony to focus on more Spider characters from the very beginning instead of focusing on side characters like Venom, Black Cat, etc. Although many people do believe that Silk would be better off as an animated movie so that it could tie up with her and into the Spider-Verse, but I suppose I can save that topic for another video. And apparently Nightwatch is still currently in development, and let's face it, it's probably not going to be released in my lifetime at least. And also there's some mumblings in that Sony are still going to be working on a Kraven spin-off film, which again, no, he's better off as a Spider-Man villain, and he's really not that interesting as his own character. And the newest announcement of them all is the fact that Sony do have plans for a Jackpot movie. And really, who is even asking for this? And I do get that Sony are trying to play catch up for a shared universe, but let's face it, unless Venom is completely successful, there is no way that any of these movies will be released. And it does appear that Sony are doing the same mistakes that Warner Bros have done while they were making their worlds of DC. And instead of focusing on Black Cat or Silver Sable, why can't Sony just give us Spider characters like Spider-Man 2099, which, you know, those are the type of movies that we all want to see? Why Sony hasn't even developed this idea yet is beyond me. Because Spider-Man 2099 has more potential than pretty much all of the side characters that Sony want to make films for. So what do you think of the current slate of Sony's universe of Marvel characters? And also, what's your most anticipated movie within their current slate, or even least favourite? Comment below and share some thoughts. And as always, thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Take care and have a good one.